जाने समझे ज्ञान वास्तु शास्त्र का, पृथ्वी अग्नि जल वायु स्थान कहाँ आकाश का।
ओम वास्तु पुरुषाय नमो नमः।
खुद ही समझो खुद ही जानो, कहता है क्या घर आपका।
She helps me. I take the money and go, and I never return to her, because this money has gone forever. It has gone because you were in the weak spot. I took the money from you. I cheated on you. I took the money from you, and I spent the money in Las Vegas or Atlantic City, and I played blackjack and lost the money there. So I've cheated on you. Now I'm never been in a position to give you this money back to you, because I have not invested that money wisely. I have just misused the money. Now, slowly and gradually, every time person living in northeast corner, because of his Jupiter behavior, because of his behavior to help people, to bless people, he will always go on spoiling himself and always go on helping others at the cost of the career, health and time of his own self. So, if you are sleeping in this room, what will happen is that you will spend your petrol, you will spend your time and go out and try to help somebody, and that somebody will not even care, will not even bother to say a thank you to you. This is that corner. That means if you come into this corner, people are going to misuse your resources. And in these times, in the 21st century, you cannot allow people to misuse your resources. They can use your resources, but they cannot misuse your resources. So, if you now know that I am being misused and I will always be misused, and if you don't want yourself to be misused, please get out of that room, because till the time you are into that room, you are going to be misused. So, now we are talking about head. Now, according to nature, my head is here and my feet is there. All the running that I do is on my feet. All the action that I do is through my feet. All the walking, running around, driving I do is with my feet. I take decisions with my mind, and I do the hard work on my feet, right? Now, when you sleep here, what you are doing is you are sleeping on the head of the Vastu man. Now, head is a very weak spot. You cannot put weight in there. When I say you are sleeping here, you are the head of the family, that means you are the most powerful and you are the most strong and most heavy person in the family, because you are the main person who is earning money for the family. So you are the most heavy. Now this weight factor is on the head of the Vastu man. Now this weight is causing stress on the head of the Vastu man. So it gives stress to you. So every time, even if you are seeing a comedy show on television, you would look like this. You know, there's no smile on your face. You cannot smile. Why? And not only you, all in the family cannot smile. Why? The stress is always there on your faces. Why? Because the stress is on the head of the Vastu man. The stress is on this mythological human body that sleeps on your floor. So you cannot sleep here also. So it has to be very, very, very light. So how can it be very, very light? So you can use this as a living room. You can use this as a prayer room. You can use this as a study room. These are the usages of northeast room. Prayer room, living room, family room, study room. So if you use it like that, then it is a good room. But if you use it as a bedroom of the main earning member of the family, then it is going to cause stress. It is going to cause a lot of stress rather. In
Okay, Mr. Gyani, I have a question. Like before moving on further, I just want to know, like as you are telling our viewers, this room can cause divorce situations and many other health issues or many other problems.
for the lady, not for the
lady.
man.
Yeah, exactly. But I would like to raise a question on this only. Like if the person is facing divorce situations and after watching our episodes, person wishes to change his room, then can the divorce situations be postponed and improved?
Why postpone? It will cancel.
Okay, it will be
The
cancelled.
moment this couple who are almost thinking or on the verge of a divorce,
Yeah.
and they are in their minds, or maybe they've made it vocal also, I rather divorce you. You know, even if they use this word, but if they happen to say this program and they come into this room
Yeah.
where there is stability,
Okay.
I am sure they will find a lot of love, affection and respect for each other.
Okay.
And we have seen this. It's not that we have not seen this, or it's not that I'm assuming. I have seen people, I've helped people with such cases, and I've asked them to change the room, and they've come back to me 3 months down the line and say, we are a wonderful couple on this planet, we love each other, we used to love each other.
Okay.
Not that they don't love. The love factor is there, but the expression is missing.
Missing.
The expression has become negative for whatever the reason. So here the expression again comes back. The love is
Okay.
always there, but now they are into a better situation, better environment, better aura.
Okay.
So they have to come here.
Southwest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So it is like that. So in fact, this program is meant for that.
Okay.
You know, even if somebody is divorced from here, and if I am divorced from this room, and I still go on cursing my wife, oh, she was like this, she was like this, she was like this, and she also does the same. Maybe after seeing this program, at least I now know that my wife was not the problem, it was the room. So I would at least stop cursing her,
Okay.
isn't it?
And sir,
Because
can we mend the relations even?
that again depends on those two people.
Okay.
If they are still single,
Okay.
they don't have any affair,
Okay.
and very well said, they can
They can think about
They
it.
can think about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is it, right? So there's a Jupiter here, there's a magnet here, there's a weak spot here, and also there's the head of the Vastu man here. So we have tried to understand the characteristic of this room. There's one more thing here, and that is fear. And why this fear, I tell you, I'll explain to you why this fear. Now this is Uranus, right? And the logo of Uranus is the mouth of a snake.
Okay.
The logo of Uranus is mouth of a snake.
snake.
And the tail of the snake is here. Right. Now, when you are sleeping here, you are actually also sleeping on the tail of the snake. Now, for example, I was walking through a bush and I happen to put my feet on the tail of a snake. What will immediately happen? The snake will turn around and bite me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And is going to hit me because I have
Definitely.
touched the tail of the snake.
snake.
Now, when you are sleeping here, you are actually putting pressure on the tail of the snake. So this snake, comes back and does like this. It actually does not bite you, but it is giving you that fear.
Fear.
That make sure you are sitting on my tail, you are sleeping on my tail. So it is going like this. Now this snake, the face of the snake, will constantly give you fear. Now, friends, there is no clarity about this fear. There is a fear factor there, but you will never be able to find out what that fear is, because it is an invisible fear. You don't know what is going to happen, but you always there's a fear factor, a little fear factor there, where you always think something is going to happen, but is it a court matter, is it a finance, it is something, there will be no clarity, but the factor of fear is going to remain in this room, right? So there are these few things. These are the characteristics of this room.
Northeast.
Right, northeast room. Now, if you are somebody who has been sleeping in northeast room for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 7 years, and if you have any of this problem, then you know from where the problem is coming. One more thing I want to tell you, when I say magnet, that means anybody sleeping here is also in a magnet. Means, if you, for example, Pia, if you are sleeping here and I give you say $20,000 and I tell you, Pia, you take this money, go to the mall, spend all the money and then come back. If you do that, I am going to give you another $20,000. Okay?
Yeah.
And you will you will have no excitement on your face.
Because I am forced over there.
Because you are not interested in shopping.
Shopping. Okay.
Because you are fire and that fire thing has gone down, has subsided into water element.
Okay.
Right. Your health is not supporting you and so you say, oh, $20,000, but I don't need to shop. Right. I don't need anything.
Okay.
Now, even if I push you into the market, now you need some time to spend $20,000, lot of money.
Yeah.
You want to buy shoes, you want to buy shirt, you want to buy top, you want to buy skirts, you want to buy nail polishes, jewelry, XYZ, right? But you need at least 8 hours to spend that money.
Definitely.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
If you start picking up things, you may do it in half an hour. But if you want to buy genuine things that would suit you, that you like, the colors and everything, the fabric, then it takes time. I am sure you are going to come back within 2 hours and say, sorry, I could spend only 2,000 and this is your 18,000, you keep it or whatever, but I couldn't shop for 20,000.
So you mean this is just because of the position?
This room, when the moment you went there into the shop, the magnet starts working and it starts pulling you. Okay. Back home, come back home, come back home, come back home. You get me?
Yeah.
So there are jobless people in this room.
Okay.
Why they are jobless? Because they were doing a wonderful job someplace, they were living in that house, all of a sudden they moved into this city, they got a new job, incidentally they took up the northeast room, but northeast room does not want him to go outside. Northeast room wants him to be in that room because the magnet is attracting him.
Okay.
So eventually he will lose his job, he will come to this room, he will go on his laptop, send his resume here, send his resume there, send his resume there, but eventually never leave the room, he is jobless. Okay. So the magnet will work to an extent that it will make you jobless. It will make you sit at home. It will make you sit in this room. You don't even want to come out in this room because you are now into a depression. So you don't like meeting people, you don't like watching TV. You just are there lying down, thinking and going deep into depression. This room is that room.
But Mr. Gyani, likewise, you are telling us this room is a room which will force us to stay in this particular room only. This room will not allow us to shift to any other room.
That is why I said that when you come here and sleep here, you will not get proper sleep and you will say, forget Mr. Gyani, I am going back to my room.
Definitely.
Because I get a good sleep here.
Yeah.
Right. So, I said you will have to work it out. You will have to tell your mind that even if I do not get sleep, Gyani has said, Mr. Gyani has said, for 21 days I have to stick there to the new room. 22nd day it's my responsibility that you get proper sleep. Because I know that energies will get discharged in 21 days. Now the very fact that I have spoken about the energies getting discharged in 21 days, then let me tell you, my friends, there is a typical peculiar way of functioning of these energies. This house is going to get matured after 21 months. The first span of getting matured is 21 months. The second span of maturity is 7 years. And the third span of maturity is 15 years. Right. So, precisely on the 21st month, it will give you a good or a bad news. Precisely on 7th year, it will give you a good or bad news. And precisely on 15 years, it will give you a good or bad news. Most houses, most condos, most flats, apartments get charged, get matured by this span. 7 years is the span when they get matured. Right. So, for example, something good happened. If you entered this house in 99,
yeah,
and in 06 something good happened, So it is 7 years.
7 years.
So 7 years something good happens. So you must relate it and connect it with the energy of the house.
Okay.
But supposingly something bad happened, like a divorce happened, or an accident happened,
Or a death.
or a death happened,
Yeah.
you have to relate it, connect it with
7
the
years.
house.
Okay.
Because the house was bad, and exactly at the 7th year, some mishap happened in the family which you did not like it, which you were not expecting.
Okay.
Right? So this is what I say, the influence of your house on your life. On everything that happens to you in your life is the impact and the influence of the aura in which you live. So it is about the orientation of your house. Right?
Definitely.
So if you have your kitchen here, then what? If you have your toilet here, then what? If you have a bedroom here, then what? Those things. So we'll go slowly and gradually with almost every 4 corners and every 4 directions and the center. Right?
Okay.
So friends, we are now going to talk about fame. We are talking about East. So Sun is the planet in East. Okay. So Sun is also very good for education. And because Sun is the most popular planet known to mankind,
Definitely.
here it also gives popularity, and that is why we call this area as fame. So for example, I have a factory and I manufacture X product, but my office is in the east of my factory building. Now when I'm sitting in the office in the east direction, I am going to get the characteristics of Sun in me. Right? So I have dispatched some material to my client, and a phone call comes from there, and he says that the product that you have sent us is not up to our quality that we had asked for, and so we don't know what shall we do about this. But the fact is that the product was inspected by their men before dispatches. So it was said okay, it was tested okay, and only after that we have sent.
It was dispatched.
Right. So I am not going to argue with him, sir, I don't know what you are saying. Your man came here, your engineers came here, your quality control people came here, they checked every nook and corner of the product, they checked the technicalities of the product, and they have tested it okay. Only after that we have dispatched. I have a certificate that says that your men have tested it okay. Right. So I don't really care what you are saying. Your material, the material was good when it was here. I don't know what you have done there. I'm not going to accept it back. I should be saying this because I'm a businessman. But as soon as somebody calls me and says that the product is not to the order and I don't know what to do. Oh, mister, the product is not in order. I'm so sorry about this. I don't know what went wrong. Please, please, please send it back to me. I will pay the charges and I'm sending you another material. Right? Now that product is such that only this vendor is going to use. Otherwise you have to scrap it. Now it is a big loss. Isn't it?
Definitely.
Because I cannot sell it to someone else because it is a very specialized order and only he uses that. So if he doesn't use it, I scrap it. So it's a great loss. But I am sitting where? East, in the corner of fame. I don't want to spoil my name. I don't care if it is a loss of a few $1,000s. I will take that loss, but I am not going to spoil my name. So when I am sitting in the East, and in my office, what I am thinking constantly about is my name. Isn't it?
Definitely.
Because Sun has this characteristic that if I do not come out at this time in the morning, I have been doing it for so many millions of trillions of years. If I don't come out from this East for one day, people will say, oh look, see, Sun did not come out. So he has this ego that I must do it every time, every day, at the right time.
Just because of fame.
Because of. So this gentleman is ready to take losses because he does not want to spoil his name. Now that character of Sun is entering into him.
Definitely.
So though he is making losses, he still says money is okay. What is important is name. So anybody who is here, what does he think? What is important is name. What is important is fame. Right? So that character will get into him. But they say, in India they say that when you do any prayer, you must be facing East. When you cook food, you must be facing East. When you study, you should be facing East. When you are sitting, when you are performing the rituals for marriage, you must be facing east.
East.
Whenever you are doing anything pious that is to be done is east, always facing east, right?
आओ जाने समझे